get to talk about guys and how to communicate with them, what to text, what to say, how to have the best dates.
Oh, right, okay, so this is, again, he's coaching women on how to get a guy. I just find that's more difficult. So let's have a look. Let's go to videos, sort by most popular. What's his most popular videos? 3-man melting phrases that make a guy fall for you. How to text guys. 4 messages he'll love. 3 texting secrets men can't resist. This gets him addicted to you forever. The number 1 way to respond to his sexual text. This kind of indicates that to do with communication and messages, and that you're primarily texting somebody. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're dating, you're probably not texting much. What do you need to text for? You're texting to meet up. So let's go with the number 1 top one. So this has got 19 million views. 3-man melting phrases that will make a guy fall for you. And I'm going to try and watch it without falling for Matthew. So let's have a look. I'll try and restrain myself.
In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to compliment a guy to make him fall for you. And watch all the way to the end, because I have something very special waiting for you that you do not want to miss. The first...
I don't think that a woman could actually say anything to make me fall for her. Like, I don't really give much weight to what women say to me. I look more at what they do and how they treat me. So I don't think she could just say these magic words and then I'm like, oh my god, like she's spellbound me. I think it's more a case of it takes time to look at how somebody acts and behaves and treats you. I think it's a much deeper, meaningful thing than just saying some phrases.
The best way to compliment a guy is on his style. Now, many people, when they're walking up to someone, think about how to compliment their looks. You have a great smile, you have beautiful eyes, all of those kinds of things. Not only is this a very direct way to go and approach...
I have beautiful eyes, but I've got these red bits at the corner of my eyes. I think it's because I've been rubbing them too much.
Someone, one that most of us are scared to do, but it also is complimenting someone on something they didn't choose. None of us chose our looks, but we did choose our style. So when you go up to a guy and you say, I love those jeans, or those shoes are so cool, not only is it safer and less direct, it's actually more meaningful. The second way to compliment a...
Yeah, I was in a restaurant once and this woman complimented me on my top that I was wearing, and I got a knife. It was on the table from the meal. I ripped it. And ripped my shirt like the Incredible Hulk. I don't like it when people do that. So that's how much I care about what I wear. Now, I know that that's not a very normal, natural thing to do, but I don't like it when people compliment me on my clothes, because I am not my clothes. And I get the logic of, well, you know, you're complimenting somebody's decision making. Well, cool, compliment me on my decision making. You know, if you're going to compliment somebody on their decision making, just say, look, I think the way you handled that was brilliant. That is a better compliment. I really agree with that decision making. I think you did the right thing. Yeah, I think most people would do that. That kind of a thing. Well, that's complimenting somebody on the decision making. But you're kind of going to compliment and judge somebody via their clothing. I don't like that.
Guy is to talk about his hidden traits. Let's say a guy is good at the guitar. He's probably been complimented on that an awful lot. So when he goes and plays, everyone comes up to him and says, oh my god, you're so good, you're amazing at that.
That's true. I did magic for many years, and and what you have to do is you have to kind of switch off to it, just in the same way that I suppose a good looking girl or guy does when they get complimented on their looks all day. It's sort of like you have to just let it flow over you and not allow it to go to your head.
It loses its meaning after a while. So now when you compliment the guy on that thing, you're just like everybody else. But if you can compliment the trait that made him good at the guitar in the first place, he will be much more sentimental about that. So if it's just the discipline to keep playing every single day, even when it was hard to get to that point, that's something he's more likely to have meaning for than just being good at the guitar.
Again, I think this is like, it's a nice thing to do, but it's not going to make a man melt and fall in love with you.
Third way to compliment a guy that makes him fall for you,
Yeah, you see, I think the whole premise of it is wrong. I don't think you can compliment them so that they fall for you. I don't think men operate in that way. Like, Angelina Jolie has never said anything to compliment me, but it doesn't mean to say that I don't fancy her, or used to. Like, do you know what I mean? So I don't think that melts the heart.
I cannot overstate the importance of this. Play to his masculinity. Show him how much of a man you really think he is. If a guy feels like a guy around you, he'll want to be around you more. Now, there is one amazing line that you can use to do this. And if you like this line, you're going to love what I give you in a few seconds. You say to a man, I feel so safe whenever I'm around you. Just saying that to a guy makes him feel like Superman. But more specifically, it makes him feel like Superman with you. Not everyone makes him feel that way. So if he feels that powerful with you...
Now, this is the other thing as well, because now if a girl were to come up to me and say that, I don't know if she's saying it because she means it and believes it, or whether because she's just listening to three man-melting phrases from Matthew Hussey. Now I don't know if it's a genuine observation, and she's really saying what she's thinking and feeling that's coming naturally to her.
He's going to be drawn to you. So
I don't like the idea of using tricks in order to get somebody to like you.
if you like these, I have a special surprise for you. I have 5 more compliments that get any man to chase you. I don't care if you've known him for 5 minutes or 5 years. To get these compliments, go to saythisttohim.com. There I literally have a free guide.
You know, say this to him, and you know, you have to say this, that, the other, like there's magic words, and then he'll just be hypnotized into liking you. It's not true. It's that's a little bit. I think the, you know, I'll say this to make him like you. It's just as superficial as dress like this to make him like you. It's like he either likes you or he doesn't, and it's got nothing to do with what you're saying or how you're presenting yourself. It's more, for me personally, it's more about how you treat people. It's like if you're around somebody that's nice to you, you can be nice back, and it's just being nice to each other and fancying each other. I mean,
that has 5 compliments that will have any man drawn to you like a magnet. Literally take any one of them, say them to a guy that you like, that you're attracted to, that you want more from, and watch the results in real.
I think you need to have honest conversations. Let's go on to how to text guys 4 messages he'll love.
I'm not sure how long this video is going to be up, so watch it right now while you can. I'm sure...
Well, this was posted in 2016, January the 31st, and with the 29th of January, 2021. So it's been up for 5 years. So it's all right, isn't it?
Well, this is going to offend a few men, but ladies, I do not care. I'm about...
Oh, there's that not caring again that the other guy was using in the video.
to talk about the 4 annoying text messages that guys consistently send and what you as a woman should text back to those guys in those moments. Number 1, the validate me text. This is when a guy who's been putting in very little effort all of a sudden texts you and says, miss you. Now, many women think this is lovely and, oh my God, he was thinking of me after all. And then they show all of their friends, look, and they go, oh my God, see, he was thinking of you. I don't want you to validate him back by saying, miss you too. Or, hey, what have you been up to? Instead, I just want you to say this, oh, that's so sweet, thank you, and a smiley face. Take the validation, enjoy it, be sweet and humble with it, but do not give him back what he's asking for in this miniature moment of investment.
What is he asking for? If I read the text right, he said miss you. He's showing his emotion. He's saying what he thinks and feels. Now, if he's lying about that, or if he's trying to manipulate you in order to say it back, then that's wrong. But that's not what I get from that text. He's not asking you for anything from that text. He's just explaining how he feels. You can say, I miss you too. You can say, thank you. You can say, go away. It doesn't really matter. It's not about you. It's about him expressing himself.
Annoying text number 2, the back from the dead text. This is when a guy who hasn't messaged you in weeks all of a sudden sends you a message like this. Hey, I've been thinking about you. This is a guy who decided to go off the radar and then all of a sudden is going to come back and control the narrative because he feels like it in this moment. Instead, you're going to control the narrative. So here's what you send. Well, duh. It's certain, it's confident, and most
That's rude.
importantly, it's cheeky. it teases him and it puts you in the position of controlling his.
So now, so what? In one of the other videos, oh, men don't express their emotions. Okay, cool. So when they do express their emotions via text, now you're saying, well, duh. It's like,
Emotions a little bit instead of it just being the other way around. Annoying text number 3, the entertain me text. This is when a guy sends, hey. This is not a complex response from you. All you're gonna do is give just as much investment, but with more passion to show that you're actually excited about life. So you're gonna say, hey, exclamation mark. Then let him take the lead. If he doesn't, do not text him again. Annoying text number 4, the flake text. You've arranged with a guy to meet up one night, and then at 11 o'clock that night, having not contacted you all evening, he sends a message that says, hey, what are you up to? It's almost like you never arranged anything and he's just now checking in. Here's what you send. In my PJs, about to sleep. He'll probably send.
I'm very confused about all this. I've never been a woman and I've never dated a guy, so I probably don't understand a lot of this.
A message being
Like the stuff about sort of like, you know, when men give dating advice to men on, you know, about women and stuff, I can kind of call out a lot more. Or if, so whether a male or female dating coach comes up and say, men are thinking this and feeling this, I'm like, ugh. But with this, because I don't know what women have experienced, it's very difficult for me to comment on this.
like, oh, I was hoping I would see you, because he's doing the late night booty call thing that guys do. What you then send is this. I thought we were catching up at a more reasonable hour, but since I didn't hear from you, I assumed you had a flaky moment. Wink. This does a couple of amazing things.
I don't think, I mean, it's just not the whole, you know, if you're sending text messages like that, then something's not quite right in the relationship, isn't it? And you should probably go with somebody else, whether it's the guy or the girl that walks away. Like, you shouldn't, you know, and if the...
Firstly, you've said, next time, get in touch at a more reasonable hour. In other words, you've shown a standard. Secondly, you've called him a flaky guy in this moment. No guy wants to be labelled as flaky. And lastly, you've added a wink to show that even when you're showing your standard, you can still be playful with it and not aggressive. Do you like these texts? I know you did, because everyone in life sometimes just wants to take the thinking out of something and be told what to say. If you want more of these, I have 9 more.
Yeah, I don't always know what to say, but I listen to myself. I listen to my instincts. You know, if somebody's coming along and offering advice and which detracts from my instincts, then I don't think that's good advice. If someone comes along with advice and it realigns me with my instincts, that's good advice, which is why it's very difficult for me to give advice to women, because I'm not a woman and I haven't dated men. So how the hell would I be able to give women advice on how to date men? I don't know what men are like to date. I know what women are like to date, and I know what it's like as a man to date women, so therefore I can talk about that, but I can't give advice to women on how to get a guy, because I'm not a woman.